A very good morning to you, sports lovers across the globe. You're welcome to another edition of our World Cup studio here on Viewer Television, which Naize is my name. I hope you'll be wondering why I'm here alone today. Well, none of my co-analysts will be joining me, so you'll just be seeing only my face today. All right. So many surprises happened during the weekend. Croatia eliminating Brazil from the World Cup. Portugal losing to Morocco, and also the defending champions, France, winning England. These and many more will be looking at when we come back from this break. Please don't go anywhere. Welcome back. It's still the World Cup studio here on Viewer Television. And today on the show, we are going to look at the mental capacity of the Moroccans in the ongoing World Cup tournament in Qatar. I know a lot of people may be asking why taking interest in Qatar. I mean, so many African countries went there to represent us in the ongoing tournament, but unlike the likes of Ghana, the likes of Senegal, the likes of Cameroon and other African countries that has left the tournaments, Morocco has really come out to show something that nobody expected to the world. I mean, this is a team that has broken the genes of Africans, making it to the quarterfinal of the World Cup. Now they are in the semi-final. They'll be battling it out with France tomorrow, being Wednesday. So I'm going to take a look at the mental capacity of this team. What and what has changed? What and what has formed this wonderful performance we are witnessing at the World Cup currently? Now, this team, since the World Cup started, has not conceded any goal. They have not conceded any goal except an own goal they scored against when they played Canada. Now, this team, like I said, I'm going to look at them because they are the only African team that is really flying the flag of Africa so high there in Qatar. Now, asking about what is happening with the team, let's bring it back to Nigeria. I would like to look at the mental capacity of this team and then look at the mental capacity of the team we have here in Nigeria. You know, every Nigerian sport lover at this point is not just happy with the way things are going. And a lot of debates have come up on how well we would have fared if we had gone to the World Cup. Now, I would like to take a look at how the Moroccan team is built and then compare it to our team here in Nigeria. Now, looking at this Moroccan team, technically, Coach Walid Regragui has succeeded in building a formidable team that even the reserves can replace the first 11 players without anyone noticing any loophole. For instance, during the game against Portugal, two of their major centre-backs, Naif Aguerd and then Romain Saiz, suffered big injuries. You know, people were like, how is this team going to fare without these two major centre-backs? But what happened? They were being replaced by two players from the local leagues, of which one of them, Matiati Allah, scored the winning goal. Now, look at what I'm saying. These two teams are just like the players we have here playing in our different Nigerian leagues. But I'm talking about the two players that replaced the injured centre-backs. And one of them went ahead to score. Now, this is a team that believes that their mentality is that whatever it is you are playing, whatever style you are playing, the mental capacity and the game plan they came to this World Cup with is that no matter what you are playing, no matter who you are, we believe we can win. We are going out there to fight with you. They believe it's an 11-11 thing, it's a man-to-man thing, and they are going there to fight with you. If it means dragging, they are going to drag you. Talking about their defense is superb. Talking about having the best goalkeeper, they are one of the teams that have one of the best goalkeepers in this tournament going through. Now, this is why we are talking about. They have built a fulcrum where the whole team is centered on. Let's also look at another team like Argentina. The Argentine team is built around Lionel Messi. When Lionel Messi is in the team, you expect wonders to happen. The French team is built around Kylian Mbappe. Of course, we saw that during the England match, even though it was such a difficult one for them, but he still brought in his A game and, everything changed. Now, but coming down to Nigeria here, you cannot really say that this is the person that the team is built around. Nobody can say that. And that is because the team lacks technicality. Remember that I say that on this show, I will be doing a kind of comparison between what is happening in Morocco, especially, and then what we have here in Nigeria. Let me still take you back to the Moroccan team. Now, look at the whole 11 teams. Look at the whole 11 players in this team. In each of these players, in each of the angles, talking about the forwards, the defense, the center back, the midfield, you will find out that if you come down to the Super Eagles team here, there is somebody who is in the same level with one of them, or even someone that is better than one of the players in the Moroccan team. Now, we understand that we do not have a goalkeeper like Bono, but sometime in the past, we had Vincent Inyama, when Morocco had nobody like Bono, who is helping the team now. But since the retirement of Vincent Inyama, what have we done to replace him? Have we done any proper investment in the goalkeeping section? The answer is no. Now, these players go to their different clubs. They do so well. They win. Like the likes of Victor Osimhen, who is the engine room of Napoli. Take a look at Ademola Lookman, the engine man of Rangers. Going to QPR, you have Balogun, you have Trusteko, you have so many of them doing so wonderful in different leagues. But then whenever they come back to Nigeria, they lose it all. Why? Because we do not have a technical team that can help these guys, channel their energies in the right direction. It is not just good enough to abuse them. The truth is that in 2022, we shouldn't be playing an analog football. Get these guys a good technical director and see everything working out well for them. Now, let's take a look at the NFF. In my last show here, I talked about NFF, and what they are doing to help us get the right people for the job. Now we have Peseiro. Peseiro, since his arrival, has played at least 5 friendlies. And each of these 5 friendlies, the Super Eagles has not won any of them. Now, prior to the World Cup, they played against the reserve of the Portuguese team. And what happened? We conceded 4 goals to nothing. Now, this is a team that is preparing for the AFCON in 2024. And before you know it, in 4 years, the World Cup will come again. How are we going to get it right? What is happening? Are we going to go without a technical director like as usual? Different clubs, different teams, different teams have what we call different coaches for different sections. Talk about the defense, they have a defense coach. Talk about the goalkeeping section, they have a coach. Talk about the midfield, they have somebody that is good. And then they have the technical director, somebody that can read the game. See the angle this game is going. Are we getting it? How are we going to make our players to play in accordance with what is happening now? All these things I'm explaining is what we are seeing with the Moroccan team. They really came with a game plan. And that game plan is to dominate. And they are dominating. Talking about the midfield is superb. Everything. All they need to do is just everybody mount your position, make sure you are doing the right thing. And they are doing it. Look at Hakim Ziyech that before the World Cup, he was not getting enough play time in Chelsea. But it seems his Coach Waid, knows how best to use him. It seems he knows how best he functions. And he's delivering, he's functioning on every occasion. On every occasion. And that is why I said we are going to look at these things. Nigeria, like I said earlier, shouldn't be playing an analog style of football in 2022. Football has evolved beyond physicality. It has to do with technicality, what you can think out, how best you can make use of the gifts, of the talents you have in these players. Nigeria at this point has got the best of squads. They have. But the issue is we do not know how best to use these people. And I'm taking my time to do this because many people will always come up to blame these guys. I really do not think the blame should be on them. The blame should be on the people managing the different teams. That is the NFF chairman, the NFF board of directors, all of them. This blame should go to them. As they are listening to us, as they are watching us, get a good technical director for these guys that can channel them in the right direction and everything work out well. All right, it's still the World Cup studio on Viewer Television. Let's quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, we take a look at the matches that will be played today. Please stay tuned.
the game of polo, it's my life. Polo is good. Though I just started and I'm still learning the basics. But I hope to be a pro in this game, and God being by my side, I know everything will be fine. I started 4 months ago. I started stick and ball 4 months ago, though I attended the riding course in Pakistan. I've learned the riding basics, but the game of polo 4 months ago, I started stick and ball. Every day we mount on the horse, we pray, and once we come down, as you can see, I was about ending and I fell from the horse. It's a normal thing. In horse riding, if you don't fall, you've not started yet. So you need to train. You can see I'm sweating, I'm eating banana, it's part of it. You must train, you must eat well, and you must learn properly. I've chosen polo to be my own sport, and I've always looked up to people like General Kazir Fire, General MSA Aliu, Colonel White Bello, and General Laka. A few of them, I've looked up to these people. These are great polo players, and they've always encouraged me to play the game of polo.
Hi, my name is Ike Marton. Being an anchor has been a tremendous experience, from editing the news to reading the news. As an anchor, you have to be objective and impartial. Sometimes you have to put on a very indifferent look, a stoic character, such that you do not display your emotions. But then the stories that we tell, from politics to the economy to insecurity to education, also affect us. And as journalists, we're also affected by stories. From the teleprompter to the lights to the camera to the action to the reading of the news, it's all a synchronization of various activities at the same time. Sometimes you have to listen to feedback, sometimes you have to stop, sometimes you have to continue. Sometimes, there are technical hitches that we can never overlook, but then you have to come up with a strategy, you have to come up with your professionalism to ensure that the audience do not even know what is happening behind the scenes, and then you just have to carry on.
Welcome back. Glad to know that you are still here. Now, like I said it before we went on that break, I'll be looking at the matches, the World Cup matches that we played today. Of course, we are done with the Morocco Nigeria comparison. All right, and today, Argentina will be taking on Croatia, while France will be taking on Morocco tomorrow. Now, Argentina and Croatia are only 2 steps away from the World Cup title after defeating the Netherlands and Brazil, and they will now fight for a spot for the final in a game that promises to be very, very exciting. Like, very, very exciting. Now, the shocking loss to Saudi Arabia now probably looks more like an anecdote for Argentina and fans, now that their team is already in the World Cup semi-finals. Although the Argentines had an embarrassing start to the competition, they managed to bounce back with victories over Mexico and Poland to top their Group C. Now, the 2 times champions defeated the Netherlands in the quarterfinals 4-3 on penalties after they both completed the previous 120 minutes with a 2-2 draw in the best World Cup game so far. And they will now face Croatia, who beat #1 favorites Brazil, also on penalties, after both teams scored in overtime 1-1. Now, many doubted the Croatian side. Will they do well in Qatar, as they have a veteran squad and Luka Modric, their best player, who is already 37. Well, he's already only someone that didn't watch Luka Modric and his men in the last World Cup that will be doubting his prowess in the World Cup. But the truth is that Zlatko Dalic's men had been doing well, like I said, before the start of the tournament, being undefeated in their last 6 games and winning 5 of them, including 2 victories over Denmark and 1 against France. Now, talking about Argentina, Lionel Messi is playing his last World Cup, and it's his last chance to win the title for the first time. Now, something that Argentinian fans have always reproached him for. Argentina, who had failed to score in each of their last 3 matches versus the Netherlands, broke that stat and are now on a 14-game scoring streak in all competitions. Now, let's take a look at the Croatian team. Modric and co were massive underdogs against La Canarinha, but this time, soccer fans witnessed another David win over Goliath. Croatia advanced to the round of 16 after winning 1 game and drawing 2 to finish in the Group F's 2nd place, conceding only 1 goal in the process. Now, against Brazil, the Europeans proved they are used to drama, as they have been taken to overtime in 7 of their last 8 knockout matches at major tournaments since finishing 3rd at their first World Cup finals in 1998. Now, Argentina versus Croatia, it would be like, looking at the 2 matches, it would be an interesting match, like I said earlier, as Argentina were quite solid against the Netherlands, despite being a very close encounter. And then Croatia, on their part, who couldn't defeat Belgium and Morocco in the group stages, but they emerged victorious against the Brazilians. Truth is, the Croatian side can't be overlooked, as they already did a great job 4 years ago, reaching the final against France, and have been very solid in defense. But the question is, can they eliminate both Brazil and Argentina? In this World Cup, anything is possible, of course, but that seems too much of a big ask for Croatia, especially taking into account that this is Messi's last opportunity to win this trophy. Now, taking a look at Argentina, Croatia in this World Cup. Like I said earlier, anybody that is underrating Croatia maybe the person didn't just watch the last World Cup. Yeah, in 2018, and especially how they fared from the round of 16, to the quarterfinals, of which these people went through with penalties. They defeated every team they met with penalties until the final day. Until the final day when they met France, of course, that beat them in the final day of the World Cup. And they became the second best in Africa. They won the silver. And these people introduced to the world. People that never, of course, I knew about Luka Modric before then because of what he has been doing in Real Madrid. But so many people that the likes of Perisic, Ivanovic, and the likes of Chik that were presented to us during that World Cup. This team presented them, and this team were outstanding. So I laugh whenever people say they cannot beat Argentina, they cannot beat any team. See, they have started it already. And they have started it against Brazil. You and I knows that at the start of this World Cup, all of us thought Brazil is going to go far. But Croatia ended that dream of theirs. They couldn't go past the quarterfinals. And this is the same style Croatia used in the last World Cup, beating you with penalties. And they have started again with this. Now, Messi on his part is running the last run. Remember that Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo all had the dream of lifting the World Cup for their teams. Unfortunately for Cristiano Ronaldo and his team, Portuguese team, they lost to Morocco. The same Morocco I am talking about, the same Morocco. They lost to Morocco. So the fight is for Messi now to prove to the world that, yes, this is who I am. I've taken the World Cup. Can he do that against a highly technical Croatian side? Yes, highly technical Croatian side. Talking about the midfield, Kovacic is there, Modric is there, ruling the world of midfield. And they have one of the best goalkeepers in this tournament. You can see this goalkeeper will drag you. On and off the 90 minutes time, he will drag you. If you are going to drag it with him in the penalty shootout, he is ever ready, as we saw with the Brazilians. In fact, he saved almost all the shots being played to him. Now, this is how good this Croatian side is. Now, Messi and his team has to prove to the world that they've got something that every other team is not seeing. And we are going to see that today. We are going to see all of that. I hope you do not miss any of them. Now, still talking about the last 4 matches. Tomorrow, France will be battling it with Morocco. France will battle. Recall the Hakimi guy of Morocco. That whenever he scores goal, he goes to hug his mother. He goes to kiss his mother. Now, tomorrow is another chance for him to do that. Whether he's going to do that smiling or crying, I cannot tell. Now, he has sent a message to Kylian Mbappe, that he is ready to meet him. Now, in this message, Morocco defender Achraf Hakimi has sent a message to Paris Saint-Germain teammate Kylian Mbappe. Remember, they are from the same club, Paris Saint-Germain. He has sent a message to his teammates, Kylian Mbappe, ahead of their clash in the 2022 World Cup semi-finals. Now, remember that France booked their place in the last 4 after a 2-1 win over England, thanks to goals from Tchouameni and Olivier Giroud. Now, Morocco, on the other hand, broke a historical barrier by becoming the first African side to reach the last 4. And they now face a showdown with the reigning champions tomorrow, being December 14th. And ahead of the showdown between these two teams, Hakimi appears confident. He's always confident. He appears confident of another shock result as he sent a message to Mbappe following their win over England, looking forward to their meeting. And in that message, he wrote, "See you soon, my friend." I'm really feeling like I'm Mbappe at this point. This is your fellow teammate in your club there in Paris Saint-Germain. And then you guys are going to face each other. Like, you're going to become enemy tomorrow. This is no longer the PSG teammate, this is a different person, because everybody is trying to protect his interest at this point. Everybody is trying to protect his own, help his team to win. Hakimi has sent a message, see you soon, my friend. And I'm sure in the mind and in the head of Kylian Mbappe, he's also preparing something. Of course, Kylian Mbappe is the engine room of this French team in this tournament. He is preparing. Like I say, this is good. These last 4 games is going to be one of the best matches we are going to watch in this tournament. Now, Hakimi is sending a message to Kylian Mbappe, which I'm sure Kylian Mbappe has received that message with a good heart. Do you really think that Hakimi and his Moroccan side can shock Kylian Mbappe and his own side tomorrow? Do you really think that? Do not forget that today, Lionel Messi Lionel Messi will be taking on Luka Modric, Perisic, Kovacic, and the likes of the chick. It's going to be a very beautiful encounter because Messi has a lot at stake, and Modric on his part. Remember that they are still mourning the loss of the World Cup finals last World Cup, that is 2018. So I believe they really came to this World Cup to revenge. They came to take what they may feel belongs to them. Will Messi allow them do that? Do not miss any of these matches. Will Messi allow them do that? While we are thinking about all of these things, it is today and then it is tomorrow. Whoever wins against Croatia and Argentina will have to meet whoever will win against Morocco and France tomorrow being Wednesday. Of course, whoever wins in these two matches will meet at the final day on Sunday. This is where the whole thing will be happening at the final day on Sunday. All right, and this is the size of the show today. And please, like I said earlier, do not miss these last matches because we are about to witness one of the biggest moments in the World Cup tournament. My name is Uchenna Eze, and I will see you again by next week. Bye for now.